Today I'm going to give away a free t-shirt, bring you a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, bring you comics news, reveal the books I bought this week, and if I screw up, a blooper reel. How y'all doing? I'm Victor, and you are watching the Comic Hero Show. Now kick that logo! Welcome to this week's edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host, Victor Nunley, and I am Comic Hero. Coming here for Southern Realms Comics and Games here in Reston, Louisiana. And, I really don't have anything to say, but it's time to give away a free t-shirt. Alright, last week's episode, I asked, which actor plays the Flash on the current Flash TV series? Now, I gave a hint, and the hint was, before the series started, he played the role of Sebastian on the hit TV show on Fox called Glee. Well, the correct answer is Grant Gustin. And 9 people have answered correctly, and because they've answered correctly, the names have been entered in the drawing for a free tee, and that drawing takes place right now. So, the winner of the free tee for this week's episode of the show is... the Dude Chair, Brandon Craver from Monroe, Louisiana. So congratulations, Brandon. You win yourself a free Comic Hero tee. All right. Here's the question for next week's episode, and this is a Superman question. And the reason I'm asking this is because in about 4 days, it'll be observed as the 80th anniversary of Superman. Here's the question. True or false? Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster were college students when they created Superman. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in a drawing for a free tee in next week's episode of the show. And by the way, while I'm thinking about it, next week's episode is also going to be a Superman question. So be ready for that. All right, now D'Angelo Balloon from Warren, Ohio has requested a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight. And this one features the spirit of vengeance against a German who's even more sinister than Hitler himself. Representing Marvel, we have Ghost Rider. And also representing Marvel, we have the Red Skull. These two are going to duke it out in a segment I like to call... The Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Welcome to the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Today, it's Ghost Rider versus the Red Skull. Ghost Rider possesses immense superhuman strength, stamina, agility, reflexes, endurance and durability, enchanted hellfire chain, motorcycle, cars, swords, and shotgun, invulnerability to fire, heat, lava, and flames, a penance stare, resurrection, immortality, regeneration, accelerated healing factor, ability to project regular and ethereal flame, and the ability to travel between interdimensional realms along any surface. The Red Skull is a genius-level strategist, scientist, political mastermind, skilled hand-to-hand combatant and marksman, who inhabits the clone body of Captain America that grants him peak human strength, speed, and stamina, telepathy strong enough to reach out and manipulate countless people with his thought waves, and astral projection. Who would win? The Red Skull wouldn't be stupid enough to use his telepathy against Ghost Rider, so he reaches out to people who are pure of heart to take down the spirit of vengeance. As they all start wailing away at him, Ghost Rider somehow breaks free of their grasp and escapes by traveling between realms. This fight ends in a draw. But wait! Seconds later, Ghost Rider reappears only a millimeter away from the Red Skull and gives the penance stare strong enough to not only strip him of his powers, but to cause the peeled off skin from his face to reappear. Ghost Rider then says, "I kill you, but hell is already full of sickos like you. Get out of my sight." Ghost Rider wins, and that concludes this fight on the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed that fight, and if you have fight requests for future episodes, contact info is down there. Alright, then, it's time for Comically Speaking, so without further ado, let's talk comics! Alright, I have 2 things we're going to talk about in this segment of Comically Speaking, and the first thing is that there is going to be a season 3 of Young Justice. It's been confirmed by Kari Payton, who plays the voice of Aqualad, that they have been doing voiceovers in the first 5 or 6 episodes, and they're just getting started. So look for Young Justice to return, possibly to Cartoon Network in the near future.
So you still know the
and
cards of your library.
While I'm thinking about that,
But it is now exiled.
DC hasn't really. Now they don't really do that well in the cinematic, on the big screen, with the exception of Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was great, but they have been killing it in the animation department in terms of DC since 1992. I mean, they haven't. I mean, this has been going on for 26 years. Ever since Batman the Animated Series premiered in the fall of '92, Warner Brothers and DC have done no wrong. Well, with the exception of Teen Titans Go, but that's another story for another time. But then they've come out with other great cartoons like Superman the Animated Series, Justice League Unlimited, the Legion of Superheroes, Green Lantern the Animated Series, and then Young Justice. And I can't wait for season 3 of Young Justice to finally come out. I think it's going to be great. And when it finally comes on, I will be watching. All right, now the second thing. 4 days from now, on April the 18th, it will be regarded as Superman 80th Anniversary Day. And most comic book stores, now, I don't know if Southern Realms is going to be doing this, but they're going to be giving away, they're going to have 100 copies of the 80th Anniversary edition of Action Comics #1. And then also, if that's, it only gets great, it only gets better from there, because the 1000th issue of Action Comics comes out next week, and I'm so looking forward to that. And speaking of which, I have an announcement regarding that I'm going to say till the end of the show. All right, that's it for Comically Speaking. Now then, let's get to the comics I bought this week.
Comic books I bought this week.
All right, I'm not going to give a brief description of each book. I'm just going to let you know what they are. First up is Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps #41.
You should probably untap that.
Yeah.
That'd be really good.
Captain America #699.
They kiss and or you kiss and hold.
The Flash #44. Avengers #688.
Go with that. See what you think.
X-Men Red #3. And finally, and I'm very excited about this book, Exiles #1. All right, that's 6, which brings the total number of comics that I bought since December of 1997 to 8,614. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Here's the question again for a free tee for next week's episode of the show.
I don't have enough.
True or false? Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster were in college when they created Superman. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in a drawing for a free tee in next week's episode of the show. And congratulations to the dude chair, Brandon Craven, who won a free tee in this week's episode. All right, it's birthday time here on the Comic Hero Show, and happy birthday to Jackie Washington, Manuel Rock, Brandon Badeau, Adrian Gowan, Matt Ellis, Marcus Lewis, Takesha Lewis, our very own Aaron Duguay, Brooklyn Capo, Alex Potter, Keith Muse, J.W. Brookshire, Rachel Robinson, Nicole Smith, Rashawn Mozique, Shayna Smith, Michaela Hollis, Kamija Jackson, and a very special happy birthday to my second grade homeroom teacher, Karen Lee. All right, here's the announcement that I was talking about in the Comically Speaking segment. Now, I said that this coming Wednesday is going to be observed as the 80th anniversary of Superman, and that a lot of comic book stores, they're going to be selling copies of the 80th anniversary edition of the very first issue of Action Comics. Well, I'm going to be doing a special abbreviated episode of the show over at Infinity Comics and Collectibles in West Monroe, Louisiana. And This is actually going to be the first time that I've done an episode of any con there. And if you're watching this and you live near the Monroe area or live anywhere within Northeast Louisiana, you are invited. I'm going to get there somewhere within a 3 o'clock hour. And I'm going to start filming in the 4 o'clock hour. And I'm also going to be wearing a Superman themed comic hero tee, and I might even wear a cape. You know me. I like to go on out when it comes to stuff like this. Oh, and also, something else that I left out in Comically Speaking.
Yeah, but you still have to pay the man.
Legendary comics writer and artist Mike Grell will be at GeekCon in August. That's going to be at the Shreveport Convention Center. So that's another reason to come out. I mean, you're already going to have a guest over there like John Wesley Shipp, Helen Slater, Mick Foley, and Shreveport native and stunt double Ken J. Smith. This is just another great guest, and I'm really looking forward to that.
No, cancel.
And yeah. All right, I'm Victor Nolly on the Comic Hero. I'll see you next week for episode 209 here at Southern Realms Comics and Games. And before that, I will see you for a Comic Hero Show Extra over at Infinity Comics and Collectibles in West Monroe, Louisiana. So until then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero.